Hi, it's Kelly with OC Tykes. Today I'd like to run you through the Bob Revolution Dually Stroller. Now right off the bat, many people fear double strollers, double wide strollers. First of all, assuming that they're twice as wide as their single stroller that they're used to. There's actually less than 6 inches difference between the single Bob Revolution and the Dually. And that's really quite common from single to double strollers. If you look at any single strollers, you're gonna find that the wheels are always pitched to the outside of the seat. And then if you look at any double stroller, you'll actually find that those wheels are pitched into the seat. So again, from the single Bob Revolution to the Dually, there is only 6 inches difference. So you've got about 3 inches on each side of your stroller, and that's it. And really what you gain is just a phenomenal push. On a front to back stroller, what they've done is elongated the chassis of that stroller, which makes steering and maneuverability virtually impossible. Or when you've got the kids side by side, this stroller is really built to carry that weight and distribute it evenly. Even if you have a newborn on one side and a much heavier toddler on the other side, you're really not going to notice a big difference, but you literally can still turn and maneuver this stroller with 2 fingers, even with 50 pounds in it. The stroller will actually hold 90 pounds of kid, which is obviously a considerable amount. So just a great push. And that's really one of the things that we love so much about the Bob Revolution is it almost feels like it's self-propelled. It's really one of the easiest strollers to push. Now push is the most important factor if you're spending a great deal of time outside. Just about anything is going to push fine on polished concrete at the mall. Your push is kind of less important at that point. But if you do spend a lot of time outside, undulating sidewalks, cobblestones, dirt trails, you like to jog, do different things like that, then the push really becomes the biggest priority for you. A few things that lend itself to helping the Bob with that is just the overall design of the frame, but the 16-inch wheel and then the full suspension that's on the Bob as well really makes a big difference. And again, the more weight you're pushing on a stroller, the more those features become pretty important to just continue making it such an easy stroller to push. Push aside, which is certainly why a lot of people go to the Bob, it really has all the features that you really need for even a daily stroller. So many people do use it as their one and only stroller. Now typically an active family will also use it as their daily stroller. If your activity is malls and shopping, well, the Bob's probably overkill and maybe you need to look in a different direction. But if you are really active and you do a lot of stuff, then the Bob can really just carry itself over into being an everyday stroller for you. So this here is the 2011 Bob Revolution Dually. They did make quite a few changes with this whole new redesign that was just launched this year. One of the biggest changes is that Bob went to a structured seat. The previous models of the Bob had just a canopy style seat, which basically means it's just fabric. It didn't have a lot of support and structure to it. Kids are already pretty slouchy themselves, so in a canopy style seat, kids do just tend to slouch in it. There's not a lot of structure and support for their low bodies. So they went through and redesigned the whole inside of the seat, adding all this form and structure to it. There's even a lumbar support piece in the back here. Just makes it a lot more comfortable. It does allow the kids to sit a lot more comfortably in the seat. They kept the little side pockets, which is great. It's a great addition to the stroller. Nice big canopy. That hasn't changed. The hinging in the canopy has changed. The size of it has not, which it's always been it's a big canopy. It's really a nice canopy. Right at the front of the stroller here is where you will lock out for running. The wheel does lock out to the front, which helps because it acts as a bit of a shock absorber at the front. And just with the push of one little button, you have just locked yourself right into place. Again, for jogging, for rough terrain, things like that. Up and over, and you're right back at a swivel again. Right next to the lock mechanism, you'll see this little silver dial right here. This is for tracking or alignment. So if you've got the stroller fixed out and you're jogging down a pretty straight path and you feel it's pulling one way or the other, just by spinning that little dial, it'll get you going back perfectly straight again. Another addition to the 2011, they went from a fabric at the front of the footrest right here to this piece of plastic, which is just going to help the longevity. I have seen strollers that have been bumped into walls or different things like that, and the fabric at the front would start to come apart. So that plastic is just going to help with the longevity of that. So the seat recline on the 2011 Dually just changed slightly. It used to be a small clip at the back of the seat. Now it's just this nylon adjuster here at the side. Even just with a tiny bit of weight inside the seat with baby, you just barely pull on these and it will drop the seat right down. The seat does not recline completely flat, but honestly plenty even for a pretty small child with a little bit of head support or something in there. But it is a good recline to the seat, plenty for a napping. And then to pull back up, same little strap, and I'm just going to pull on it. Seat goes right back up into the full upright position.